Destructive misunderstandings in spirituality. Let's address a few of these. This is Reality Files. I'm Kristian, and we're keeping it real right here. Addressing some of the things that really disempower spiritual type people. The first thing, my friends, is ego isn't bad. If we all go around listening to the new age garbage preached on the internet, and Eckhart Tolle, we would think that, I am not here. I am nothing, or it's like, I'm just part of the oneness. Here's the thing, my friends. We need a little bit of ego to do the things that our soul is destined to do. Ego isn't bad. In fact, we go through cycles in our soul evolution and development. And that cycle looks like, basically ego grows and then humility hits. You're humbled. And then all of a sudden you gain confidence, you gain more self-worth, you gain more pride in yourself, and then you get humbled again. And this cycle continues until you find the balancing point. The balancing point is what it's all about, and this is going to shed some light on quite a few different dogmas that just might be ensnaring you. So, continuing on with this ego idea, for instance, making videos for me. If I don't feel worthy, if I don't feel, proud of myself for maybe how I'm living, or feel, like inspired to think ideas like, I'm not just insignificant, nor am I just part of the wholeness, but in fact, I have this ego, this vehicle to manifest God's will, and God's will shows up as my will. We need to have just enough ego, because if I don't have that, I don't have the motivation to make videos. If I'm too humbled per se, I don't have the motivation to go speak my truth. I don't feel worthy enough, don't feel confident enough. Another example of this is like the other morning, I woke up and I did a really powerful routine that I've been wanting to start for a while. And I felt great. I felt proud of myself. Now, some people think pride and ego, it's just all bad. Let's get rid of all of that. Let's get rid of all desire. And I'm like, let's slow down for a second here. Desire and ego are very important, because if we don't desire anything, we're never going to have the fuel that is necessary to go after things on earth plane and develop our character. You see, our desire is given to us as a divine compass. If we follow our desire and our inclinations, right, and we have the will and almost like self-assurance or self-worth to go after those desires, right, unabashed, shamelessly go after your desire, what's going to happen is you're going to face obstacles, challenges that are going to demand you to grow, to evolve, to learn discipline, to develop tenacity, to go attack your dreams and take, what is yours. You see, God doesn't want servants. He wants fellow creators. And to learn to be a fellow creator, you must learn to use your will. You must learn that you are worthy and that this is a playground for you to explore, right? But if we're trapped by dogma like, let me get rid of desire, that's bad. Let me get rid of ego, that's bad. Let me get rid of, sex, that's bad. Let me get rid of... You're fucking yourself, okay? So you need just enough ego. And here's the thing is, like, we go through cycles of, ego grows. Let's say you did something big, you accomplished something, you feel very prideful, right? And then a little while later, like, all of a sudden, maybe you get humiliated and you get humbled, and bang, you just drop right back down until you slowly build back up. And here's the thing, the further your pendulum swings towards pride, the further your pendulum will swing towards deep humbledness. Like the more prideful we are, the more shamed we will be, basically. So how can we find that line of just enough ego to do the things you need to do, just enough confidence and pride in yourself to operate here on earth plane, right? Because if we don't have that, then we're just stopped. We're actually stagnant. That leads us to another misunderstanding in spirituality, and that has to do with basically desire and repression. My friends, don't be fooled. There's so much ego in spirituality, and this is a different sense of the word ego now. We get into this and we think that spirituality, is about maybe virtues or morals or what these ancient books say or how other spiritual people act or whatever it is, right? Here's the thing. The more programming you tell yourself on how to be or what it means to be spiritual or like how you should act, the more you repress things inside of yourself. And by repressing parts of your own nature, by repressing parts of your own instinct, you are creating a shadow. You're creating a shadow self that is unactualized potential, that is latent, dormant energy, right? That is actually ruling your conscious manifestation. An example of this, spiritual people into law of attraction repress anger. They repress low vibrations. They repress darker parts of their character. The moment something comes up like that, oh, it's all flowers, rainbows, and sunshines. Oh, it's all spirit. It's all one. It's all love. It's all light. It's like, no, it's not. No, it's not. Listen. Be real. Right? Let the tune of your heart play. Let the deep chords of your heart play. There's the power. Okay? Follow your instinct. Follow your desire. Break the dogma of what you should or shouldn't do, what you should or shouldn't be, and explore, because that's the only way to actualize your own individuated self, to bring your own nature, your own disposition, your own being into a harmonious totality. Go watch my video on shadow work, very recent video there. But basically, it creates spirituality, in my experience, has created a lot of repression. Okay? Don't create repression. Still be fully human. Still be fully divine simultaneously. And this brings me to the third thing when it comes to the balancing act and the misunderstandings I want to kind of shatter in this video. The Rosicrucians, this kind of mystical sect, believes that there's two spiritual forces, and this is in alignment with a lot of other authors. One is towards materialism and materiality, right? And that's like lust, greed for power, wanting, experiences on earth, wanting abundance on earth. It's just basically material, right? The other spiritual force is towards the transcendental, and this is called the Luciferic force. And this force is, what leads people up to meditate on mountains their whole lives, or leads people to only think of transcendental things or only spiritual things. And, this world is but a blink and it doesn't really matter what goes on down here. I'm just going to live for the spiritual life. Both of them are polarized. It is not the middle way. You see, the Rosicrucians depict Christ as strangling in his right hand an angel and strangling in his left hand a demon, as he stands in an iron T on a cross, right? Strangling those two forces, the Christic willpower rising in the middle. Here's the thing, my friends, is a lot of spiritual people find themselves disempowered on earth plane because they despise the body, or they despise business, or they despise, material things or materiality. Here's the thing though. Guess what? New, fresh, personal experience is so important for our growth, for our soul's unfoldment and development. Learning to make money is a way to mastery and self-discipline. Learning to be on earth has so many fresh and inspiring experiences that are directly correspondent to the plane above. Okay, we are here on earth as humans for a reason. Furthermore, so if we start leaning too far to one side, right, we get imbalanced, and essentially a polarity is winning over us. We're not finding that Christic will or that middle way. And sometimes, basically I've been talking to people who are very imbalanced towards the spiritual, transcendental, psychic, or magical side of things. When we need to put our feet on the earth, get grounded, want something in the world, go travel, build a business, create art, serve others powerfully. You see, God needs courageous ones to bring God's work manifest, okay? We need to develop our vehicle or our ego to be a perfect vehicle of our soul, a perfect vehicle to express the will of the higher self per se. But in order to do that, we need to develop that through the earth. And I'm a young man, right? And as a young man in our development, This is time. You have a lot of energy in your body. You have a lot of energy here on earth. It's time to go after your dreams, to make mistakes, to be bold, because all of that will develop your character. But if you're just some spiritual, fucking guru sitting on top of a mountain, not creating any new experiences for yourself, not having the desire and fuel to move into the world, you're going to stagnate. And when you stagnate, then you're going to weave all these like rationales and stories. Essentially, you're going to fall into delusion. In order to establish firm grip on reality and discover your Christic willpower, you must walk a middle way. And it's a balancing act of going deeply into the spiritual world and then pulling back. After I dropped out of school, I went so deep into spirituality and ancient texts and mysticism and just isolated myself. After a year and a half of that, I slowly started wandering to the other side, and not too long ago, I hit like a kind of a polarity over here, and this is kind of on a big cycle, but within that, there's many little cycles going on. And essentially what I'm saying, my friends, is we're here on earth to go through these cycles and learn to find, where is it just enough? Where is it just enough ego? Where is it just enough materiality? Where is it just enough pressure? When you learn to apply just enough pressure, you are embodying the Tao. You are finding the way. That is the way to enlightenment. That is the way to perfect harmony inside the being and with the external world. My friends, there's a perfect balance out here. Don't listen to dogma. Don't create repression. Follow your instinct. And my friends, it's okay to be human, and it's okay to be fully divine. Thank you for watching. If you guys want to talk to me one-on-one, link in the description where you can apply, for a free chat with me. Also, I'm opening up a new breathwork intensive training program. Also, link in the description for more info on that, and if you want to, apply to work with me there. Thank you so much for being here. Hit that like button, drop a comment what you think, and make sure to share this video. Get this message out there. Peace.